very happy to have you here. What is the biggest risk you have taken?
Starting something from scratch.
Thank you very much. Good day and welcome to Equations of Excellence, powered by CASIO Calculators, CASIO Education. My name is Alexandra Topalian and I welcome everyone watching today. We are hosting some very important individuals in the UAE that have used their challenges and their obstacles and achievements to make calculated risks. And that is the topic today. So I am joined by Mr. Dr. Richard Berkshire. Pardon me, sir. Welcome, Doctor.
Welcome. Thank you very much for having me here. What a great intro. Thank you.
Well, thank you. I'm very happy to have you here. You are the founder of Metamorphose Immersive Technology in DIFC.
Yes,
Am I correct?
Yes, that's perfectly correct. Yes.
And it's a fairly recent
It's fairly
venture.
recent. It's bundling new old technologies and putting it in the mainstream business and education sectors.
Okay.
So it's a pretty exciting experiment here.
So you've got a bit of fintech, you've got a bit of AI, you've got XR, extended reality. Tell me about that
That's a perfect
whole new world.
observation. That's a perfect observation.
Yeah.
Okay, it stands on two legs. The blockchain from one side with its old fintech new technologies, and on the other side, the immersive technologies, augmentation in general. We call it human augmentation.
Okay.
So we are the flip side of the coin of the Metaverse. So think of Metaverse as avatars, gamification of everything.
I could see that.
So we're actually bringing reality into this space. So
Can you give me a concrete example for those who perhaps are not very familiar with this technology and cannot visualize that?
I'll tell you, imagine a classroom, a regular classroom,
Okay.
a physical classroom, if it's in a hybrid format where people remotely can access and attend as if they're attending physically in this classroom.
Right.
And through VR, through holograms, they're getting their curriculum, their studies, their field visits, their lab experiments.
Wow.
So this is only part of what we do. It's one of the portals.
Is that happening now?
Yes, it is being developed right now.
So university student can...
We're starting with school curriculums for fourth grade to eighth grade, 11 to 14 years old.
Wow.
Starting with the science. This is top news. Nobody knows about that other than our clients.
A thumbs up for me. Okay.
So this is one of the experiments we're doing. It's going very well. We have an up and running model that we can, offer for people to play with, and we're preparing our MVP. Absolutely.
Would you say that this whole venture was a risky one to take? Or was it a calculated risk?
It was more of a calculated risk. It was responding actually to the appetite of the market and industry.
Okay.
People like to refer to the Z generation, but I think that everybody wants, to have the liberty of attending schools, conferences, having business meetings, going to movie theaters from the comfort of their own.
Oh my goodness,
So
going
that's
to
what
the
we're
movie
building.
theaters
Yes,
as well.
yes.
People want to do that from home.
Right now, we have an existing, we call it the Cinema Dome. It's a pod that you can access anywhere in malls, in a public park. And it's a personalized movie theater where you can go ahead and watch your own movies with friends. It takes 4 to 6 people. And we're developing more. We have more models to develop. And we're using this also as remote classrooms, as remote meeting pods.
Okay. Do you think that the pandemic rushed this movement?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it has a strong influence on this. But many of the applications used during the pandemic were in existence before the pandemic. They just became more famous and popular. Zoom, for example. Yeah. And
So would you call yourself a risk taker?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
What is the biggest risk you have taken with this company?
Starting something from scratch is always a risk. And what we try to do, we try to involve existing successful ventures into the new ventures so we can maybe, mitigate the risk, if that's a good expression for it. Trying to lower the risk a little bit or making it little bit more manageable.
Okay.
But starting something new is a risk at all times,
Right.
Yeah.
So give me something more concrete. If we break down everything, all the activities that you have done since opening Metamorphose.
Metamorphose started way before it started. It started with approvals from a UK government entity or authorized body to establish a platform on the blockchain that helps venture capitalists and startups and some government projects like building schools and stuff like that to manage their own risk.
Okay.
And that's through tokenization of their investments and offering it to the crowd
So
to participate in it.
So it's one thing to develop the platform and the technology, but then the risk of it not being approved by regulators and so on, is that something that worries you?
That's a huge risk because you spend a lot of time and resources, and you create connections and partnerships before you go through the business itself, just to make sure that you're testing the market, you're on the right track, you have all it takes for something to be successful, and then you start presenting it. For governments as well as for any other party. And sometimes when it's something new, it takes time to develop the understanding with the authorizing body. In the case of Dubai, it was a miracle, actually. It helped a lot that they were ready for that.
Is it less risky here because they're more open to novel ideas?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's impressive in here is that they have an existing licensing regulations that can address various novice or innovative business ideas.
Wow.
Yeah, the DIFC, for example, they have a dedicated license for that, and they give very preferential treatment for innovations and innovators, whether in the fintech or in any other walk of life or kind of business.
Goodness, how avant-garde.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. And do you have a process for taking calculated risks? Is there some form of steps that you have in your mind that you follow?
I want to be honest about that. It starts with passion first. If you really like something that you want to do, you'll find a way to do it, and you'll find a way to overcome the risks to the greatest extent possible. There's always going to be a risk in doing business, for example, in deciding to go on a trip to uncharted territories or something. But you have passion for it, so you try to understand everything that goes around this idea or this venture that you want to do, and from there you look at the risks, and if you can afford it, what's the worst that could happen, and then you start finding answers to that.
Yeah.
No, that's a question that you answer all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't go out of your comfort zone and try the things that you believe in, you never progress in life.
This word, actually 2 words, comfort zone, has been brought up so many times with other guests that have sat where you are. And it's absolutely true. We need to get out of our comfort zones to progress and to move forward.
Absolutely.
Very true, very true. What about all the people that tell you, no, don't do that. It's blockchain, so unsure, and there's such, I won't say negative.
I'll answer that, but I'll give you a quick example about the blockchain and why people think of it negatively at a certain level until they understand what it is really. The blockchain was coupled with the cryptocurrencies.
Yes,
for
and that's
the
where
longest period of time.
Yeah.
But blockchain is a totally different technology that one of its case use or applications would be a digital asset.
Right.
This digital asset could be a cryptocurrency, could be anything else.
Yeah.
Anything else is the answer. That's why it's a good thing.
But see, the majority of the population doesn't know this. Because it was associated with crypto, then blockchain is X'd, and people don't really want to know anything about it. But it needs to be dumbified, I think, for the masses to understand the logic behind it.
You're absolutely right about that. And
Yeah.
the best way to do that is to put it to work and let people see the actual existence of the blockchain outside of the realm where they doubted it.
Okay.
So what we did, we stayed away from anything crypto, and we used the technology itself, the record keeping, the distributed ledger, to prove concepts of the business to come. And that's when we started getting approvals. So for instance, the registries are on the blockchain and this and that. People saying no, well, to answer that real quick, you get that all the time. All the time. People are reluctant to change. And it's not a bad thing about them. It's, again, the comfort zone. So when you mention something new, people who believe in you or not, they'll tell you the same answer. Did you really think about that properly?
It's also the lack of information. They're not educated in the blockchain world, right?
Exactly. In my opinion, if it's a partner that you need to keep working with, you start educating them and bringing them closer to the picture. If it's the next guy walking by, as if you didn't hear anything, because warning you against your own dream is not going to get you to realize it. So you shouldn't really pay attention to that and let it stop you.
You're just going to risk it even more.
If you look at it as
there's
risk,
that opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's again back to the calculated risk.
Yeah.
It's your own calculations. Nobody would be able to tell you that this is absolutely right or wrong, because we don't know. We simply don't know. We keep on discovering new technologies, new businesses, new ventures. It's totally new for everybody, totally new thing for everybody.
But wouldn't it be easier to just remove that word blockchain to make everyone feel better and call it something else?
It's the technology, the name of the technology. You
I
have
know,
to
but
call it that.
So many people exit the second they see that word.
Oh, that's absolutely right. But when you present the definition of blockchain, that's when everything starts changing.
Absolutely.
So the blockchain, it's exactly as it looks. It's blocks of information that are chained together, so you cannot alter any,
it's there for life.
The chain.
Yeah,
exactly. It's there for life, and
right.
you cannot tamper with it. You cannot change it. If you change it, the whole system will collapse or stop functioning the way it was supposed to be. And it's accessible from anywhere, and it's secured by the power of all the calculating capacities of the different servers where it operates.
Seamless functionality.
Thank you very much.
Like a calculator.
It's exactly like a calculator. Recently I read the calculator is the first model of artificial intelligence ever created.
Well, this is fantastic, Dr. Berkshire. I'm so happy that you were here. It's one of my favorite topics to discuss because it's so, I don't know what word to use it, but it's just such a new technology, and we are living in this moment where everything's just coming right at us.
Exciting times for everyone.
Yeah, at rapid speed.
Yeah, and I think it'll make lives easier and hopefully happier.
Yes. Thank you very much
for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much on behalf of CASIO Education for being with us today.
Thank you very much for you and for CASIO Education. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.